Good evening and welcome to the stream. Let's just flip this over right away so that you can see, because we are doing something tonight. We are doing a regular Puppercraft. It's been a few days since we did that. Not that I haven't wanted to do it. Honestly, some might be surprised that I didn't grab the 1.15 update the moment it came out. And there is a couple of reasons for that, but the reason why that would have been obvious is because if you remember from my Let's Play, I cannot speak tonight, Let's Play series, years ago I was doing bee hives or apiaries in Minecraft, so when bees became a thing, I knew I wanted to do that. And I have not touched it at all. I haven't played with the bees at all. I've been saving it for the stream. And tonight I was a little unsure whether or not to do it now, or if I should do something like Puppercraft. And it's a little bit of like, I have a bunch of stuff I need to do in Puppercraft. I really want to play Puppercraft, but currently in Puppercraft I need to go mining. And honestly, I'm not a big fan of mining. It doesn't matter if it's regular Minecraft or if it is Terraformacraft or whatever. I am just not that interested in mining. But I'm interested in bees. So it was like, yeah, I could do that, get some stuff done, but honestly, I don't feel that much like it, so yeah. I think it's time we do something with bees. So that's the plan tonight. And also the reason why we start here on the intro screen, because look at this new splash screen they have. It's so adorable. Oh. Wait, what was that sound? But anyways, not much has really happened since last time, and for a little bit nothing much will happen, because we want to go out and find bees, so that will be the main objective to begin with. So let's start preparing for that so that we can get going. I cannot remember where they didn't fix that yet. They talked about that they wanted to fix this. Okay, the sprint is still the same. I was a little unsure because there is this accessibility sprint hold toggle. So, but hold still seems to do what it usually does, which is once you press control, you continue. And shifting is like it usually is by default. It is hold it to shift, which I prefer. There is some benefits to the other though. Oh, I see a wandering trader. Hello. So yeah, we are going to travel and see if we can find some bee friends. But could you stand still for a second? Oi! Oi! Okay, cornflower, blue, light blue, brown, cyan, and fish. Fish might be an idea, but it would be cheaper to get a fishing villager. That will be the main objective, yes? Okay, where did I stick my boat? Oh, I forgot. I'm pretty sure I have a reserved boat somewhere. But where did I put it? Not in my inventory. Ah, here it is. We will be bringing the boat with us. We have shears. We should have some glass bottles. Just in case we encounter any hives that are filled, then we can take it out. We should also think about bringing some campfires. question is, can I remember how to build them? It's been so long since I've played vanilla that I am a little rusty in my crafting. And now that there is in-game stuff, I don't tend to look stuff up as much. Yep. Okay, that means we're going to need some more stuff. We are going to need more stick. Let's just grab all the bamboo we have and make stick. Yep, all chests has turned into Christmas presents. I think single chests are... Actually, let me just go into Game Mode Creative, then we can see them. Chest... Yeah, single chest appear as a red box and double chest appear as a green box. I thought it was like that, but it's been a little bit since I played during Christmas, honestly. Okay, so we have one. Let's bring some extra. Rather than craft a bunch right here and now, I'm just going to bring stuff to craft them. Okay. Maybe we should get the remaining stuff. Oh, actually, I should grab it from the basement. Alright. So, where are we going? And, yeah, that is a good question. Because we have a couple of places we can go. We have explored a bit in that direction and in that direction. And in that direction, not so much in that direction. So this is a potential. We could go there. But I happen to know that there is a flower forest in this direction because I did find it. The only problem is some of that is already generated and we need new generated chunks to actually get any out of it. So I'm thinking we go to the flower forest first and hope that we find something there. But it's gonna be a little up in the air. Most significantly though, we are going to need the Puptector. So we are going to bring that. My Silk Touch axe. I believe you do have to use an axe. If you used anything other than an axe, you will not get the hive and the bees will become angry at you. So keep that in mind. Okay, we are also going to bring some extra food just in case. And then some extra coal. That's probably a little too much. Let's just bring a half stack. But yeah, during the Christmas months, the chests always turn into these. It's a little weird, but it's been a thing since I started playing. Might have come a little after, I can't remember. Okay, last thing before we go. We are pretty much ready now. But last thing we need is actually know where we are going. So, oh, yeah, stuck on things. So over here I have my book and quill. So, let's see here. Flower Forest is at 1190x minus 540 Z. So 1190, 540. $11.90 minus 540, so I can remember it. We are currently at 0 minus 200, so that means that we are going a little bit in that direction, but mostly in this direction. Good. Am I forgetting anything to getting bees? I like to forget stuff. I should have gone through the tunnel, shouldn't I? Too late now. I've got in my head, oh, I've got it stuck in my head the go a little bit in this direction thing. Oh, melons. Oh, stuck. Jungles are always difficult to get through. My talking tonight is arse. Oh, yeah. Also, I'm sure... Oh, hello, skeleton. I'm sure that I'm not the only one who is struggling a little bit in the Christmas days. Had Christmas stuff yesterday, we'll have Christmas stuff tomorrow, so yeah. Kinda just want to get it over with. Oh, I have missed these boats. I was actually expecting that the bees would not arrive until the next major update. Oh, hello. I was expecting that we have to wait until the Nether update for them, but then they surprised us and put out a an update early. I'm not going to complain. Oh, that's a sunken ship. Well, I don't think that I have raided that, so we should visit it. A boat that doesn't go flying. Chest, could you, like, open? Should always remove the chest. Because otherwise, like, you can use dolphins to locate these chests, but if you don't empty them, then remove the chest, then they will still be able to find them, and obviously you don't want that. Okay, let's see here. I'm not sure if that is one of the ones I have already. I'll stick it in pocket for now. Also, one reason why I've been playing a lot of Puppercraft is because I like day-night cycle, I like things passing. Oh, hey, give me a boost. Thank you. Zoom. Thank you. And there we have it. Now we just have to hope that it's big enough. Let's see, where are we now? A little further in than I stopped. Okay, I think I heard a witch. I don't know how big the flower forest is, so we might not have any luck here. Just back in Tiger. I think it might be a little too small. Not that it needs to have a specific size, but the problem is if I found it earlier, then it's already pre-generated, which means that it's not going to spawn anything. And I do not see or hear anything. Hi, Nikki. Yeah, I hear you, skeleton. The oak trees. Oak trees and flowers. Might not be a flower forest, but worth checking out. It's not a flower forest. Looks like a dark forest over there. Papa. Yeah, this is death. I don't want death. Trying to stay up high so that I can see far. We need one of three things. Either it needs to be plains, sunflower plains, or it needs to be a flower forest. Those are the three biomes that might spawn bees. But the problem, of course, is that plains don't really have a huge amount of trees, so the chance that they spawn any bees is fairly low. Dirty llamas. I actually really like these. I think my favorite is the cream colored, but I think these are also really nice. But yeah, it's also one of the reasons why I haven't explored terribly much in this world, because I wanted to have bees when they eventually came out. But I did want to get all types of trees still. There should be a plains. This counts as a forest, so I'm not going to be in here. Though they could be in the fringe. Dark forest. Brown sheep. I can't remember which side of the tree they generate on. It's like always on one side. I want to say the south side, but I can't remember for certain. Oh, a village. Let's go visit the village. Interesting design. Indeed. Where are you at? Oh, hello. No one in the house. Hello. You sell green shirts. Okay, they're big on leatherworking in this town, it looks like. Did I check in here? No. Oh yeah, that's another fun thing. Iron golems now will show how damaged they are. Every, I think, quarter of their health they will lose. Like if they get damaged they will show cracks, and then every quarter they will go down another level. And you can also repair them now, so you can actually, like, they're actually a lot easier than before, because before, I don't like the sound of that. Like before, you basically put down an iron golem and then they would exist until they died, and you had to use potions to heal them, but you never knew how much health they had. Now you can visibly see if they are damaged, which is awesome. And also you can repair them with iron ingots, so instead of having to use 4 iron blocks, you can instead use 4 ingots to repair them to full. Every ingot will repair a quarter health, so it's actually a lot cheaper to have iron golems as guards now. This just looks like a regular forest. Like every time I see pumpkins or animals now, it's like, oh, I gotta put down a waypoint. Oh, chickens. Chickens are so rare. Nothing here. I find it a little weird that bees are not in forests. Like, I would expect there to be forest bees, but that's probably a balance consideration. But yeah, if you do put up iron golems to protect your home, for instance, do make sure to like keep them enclosed, because I think they do actually try to wander towards villages if they don't have anything to do. So they might just wander off if you just put one down. Okay, let's cut through here. Yeah, but I don't know if there is truth to the quote-unquote myth that they wander off towards villages, or if they just wander off in general. wooded hills. That's not what we're looking for. This out here, there's some swamp. This is a plains though. Oh, lava pool. Check this big tree here. Nothing. I would really like to find a fresh flower forest. Ravine, also known as Death. That looks like the beginning of a desert. That's not where we want to go. But up ahead is mountains, which is also not where we want to go, so... pretty much the same. Baby sheep. Swamp out in that direction. But swamp is not what we want. It's not like there's no flowers in a forest, so why would bees not be able to generate in a forest? Looks like a new plains. Probably this forest, yep. Still, I want to check over here. Doesn't really look like we have any trees in this area. Swamp. Still not much luck. A bit murky water. Though I guess you should expect that from a swamp. Bleh. Bleh. Okay, that is an uncomfortable drop. Damn it. Might not be possible. So we will go around. I feel like it's always like that though. Whenever you're looking for something specific, you can never find it. I just keep running into tiger. Well, hell be it to this tiger, I am going through it. Can't go through there. Another ravine in the way. That's another weird thing. It feels like ravines, like they always generate just straight across where you're going. Never like parallel. Though I'm sure it's just the likelihood of running into it is larger. Sure, I'm running past plenty that are going the other way. And I just don't notice because they don't fill as much. Baby sheep. Oh, we're opening up to something here. From the look of it, ocean. Oh, it might be worth it to go sailing. We're not finding anything here, at least. Llamas, cream llamas. Ah. It looks at least like a little small planes. Yep. Brown llamas. The brown llama I am not as big a fan of, and it's mainly because of the face. Like, I don't feel like the brown fur and the cream colored face really fits together, but I'm sure there's people that like that look, and I'm sure it also is taken from real life. Just, to me, it looks a little odd, a little mismatched. Not that there's anything wrong with it, just I prefer the other colors. Bubbly is very good. My bottle is almost empty though. Spent all my bubbly going wandering. And so far pub exploring has not yielded very much benefit. I would if I had any lemon, but sadly I do not. Lemon is not something I often have in the house. Which is odd because I really like lemon, but it's like I prefer fresh lemon over artificial lemon. And that doesn't last terribly long, so if I have it I need to use it. No, nothing here either. It's a nice place, this though. Like, I prefer a little bit more features. The mountains are nice in the background. But like, you have some really nice looking water here, some nice green grass. So it's very pretty. Could definitely build a house in this place. A skeleton. Lava pool. have more taiga coming up in the future. Well, it is in the future, but on the horizon. As compared to where I started, this is like polar opposites. Granted, there was a taiga where I started, but it was not the main biome. Always a little wary going through taigas because how biome generation works essentially is that biomes are more or less likely to generate next to biomes that match their climate. So this here is a cold biome. I don't think there's actually any data other than just taiga. But yeah, each biome has basically a temperature and a humidity. So a savanna, for instance, would be hot but dry, a jungle would be hot but wet. And it's more likely that a similar biome will spawn next to one. So if you go into a taiga from a forest, you know you're going in a cold direction. Of course, it goes on a per biome basis, so it doesn't really mean anything other than for the specific biome border. It means more, for instance, if you have a triple intersection where you have 3 biomes meeting up with each other. Oh, mini poppers. But yeah, as I was saying, if you have 3 biomes meeting up with each other, you have 2 of them will depend or will determine the weight on the third. But it doesn't always mean anything. I mean, back home I have savanna, which is hot and dry, next to jungle, which is hot and wet, next to taiga, which is cold. And I think medium humidity. So it's not a guarantee, but it is a little bit of a guidance. And it's not like in Puppercraft where you can be sure that if you go north, things will get colder, and if you go south, things will get warmer. Until you hit equator, then things start turning around, of course. Swamp over there. Yet another forest. How? Potion shop. go over here. There's no way up. It looks like a plains again. Or at least some other plains. Not really many trees though. I guess that goes for all plains really. Da, da. Na, 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 na. I don't think there really is anything here, but let's check just to be sure. It just goes into swamp here. It's so nice to be able to swim fast though. That's quite some mountains. I'm starting to be skeptical about the existence of bees. I feel like they're too rare, honestly. Like, the percentage chance probably fits for a flower forest, but I think it should be increased for plains. Like, it doesn't make sense that there's no bees. Good. We'll help Papa find bees. No bees here either. Feels a little bit like looking for animals in Puppercraft. That could be fun. Like in the stream world, I have been so lucky. I am not complaining. But like in my private world, I cannot find anything. I actually finally did find some chickens. They're just like 8 kilometers away from home across a 4.5 kilometer ocean. I'm not doing that with the glitchy boats. Sunflower plains. Ah! Beehive. I don't see or hear any bees though. Ah, there is bees. I can hear one. Very faint inside. Okay, while they are working, let's have a look around for other hives. there's at least one bee there. We need at least two. Nothing here. That's a very subtle sound though, that is easy to miss. Oh, there's a bee up there. Hello, why are you here? There's no flowers here. Why are you here? There's flowers out there. Zoom, 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 zoom. Oh, we have two bees. Yes, yes. Get the flower. Yay! Are you also? Yeah, you're also pollinating. Now we trundle back home. They made the bees so cute. I'm so happy about it. Okay, they are inside. We know we have two bees in there now. Put that underneath. Bee nest. Should be two bees inside, I hope. I don't know how to actually see it. There's some ways where I can see the amount of attached tags. Oh nice, and I can pick that up again. So I didn't actually have to bring everything with me. Alright. We got what we came for. Let us head home then. We are bloody far away.
May we have your attention, please?
Oh, isn't this a flower forest? This looks like a flower forest. I can't not check this if we found a flower forest. Okay, something is wonky here. Options. Oops. Controls. List players L advancements. Oh, why did you change that back? Oh, so there's supposed to be a, let's see, bee our guest. Move a bee nest with 3 bees inside using silk attach. It did not have 3 bees, so that's why we didn't get that. Okay, that's a baby zombie. We do not want to play with baby zombie. Uh-oh. I said I didn't want to play with you. Okay, it doesn't look like there's any more bees, but that's okay. We got the 2 bees that we wanted. We have friends. So, if you remember from all the other streams I've done, basically, I keep on saying I haven't done this because I'm missing slime, and yeah. Now we have bees. I was not expecting to have bees early, but now we do, which is awesome, because that means that, like, I don't have to use slime blocks all of a sudden. I can use honey blocks instead. Might take a little bit to make, but I can make them. And that means I don't have to use my slime for making slime blocks, which means I can reserve all my slime for sticky pistons, which means that my ability to do things suddenly increased quite a bit. So, yeah. And also just generally, I'm so happy to have bees. Like, ever since I started playing Minecraft, I've wanted bees, and now they're finally in the game. And now I have bee friends. Also, another cool thing, it was introduced along with the bees, because since you're using campfires to make the bees take a snooze when you need to harvest, you, what is it called? You need to be able to do a little bit more, like if you had to use splash potion or splash water potions to put out a campfire, that would be a little bit arse. Similarly, if you had to set up dispensers and stuff to put water into the spot, then that would also be annoying. So now it is possible to turn out a, what is it called? A campfire with a shovel, which is really nice. So yeah, you can have a campfire underneath the bees and then... Oh, hello. Give me a boost, please. Thank you. The dolphins are so nice. But yeah, you can just leave your campfire underneath and then harvest it that way. You can also use dispensers in order to both, like, to harvest both the honeycombs and the honey bottles by dispensing either bottles or a share on them, which will cause the item to be dropped on the ground, so you just need to collect it, which... if you... I think you can have your flowers on farmland, so if you have your flowers on farmland is less than a full block, which means that you can place a hopper underneath it, which will allow it to suck the item through the farmland, so that way you can automate it if you want to. I don't think I'm gonna automate it though, because I really like bees, and like, I just want to take care of my bees. It'll be very easy to do. I just don't think I want to do it. And I am out of drink. So I will be taking a break in not too long to go and get some more. But first let's get a little bit closer to home. Or potentially home. Well, that's a good sign that this is newly generated terrain, because the water's still falling down. the white wall. I was like, what is that block? Can't not check since we are in the plains. Well, let's see, that spawn on that, so that means the east side of the tree. Oh, there's a thingy. Just before we do anything, beehive. Okay, I do not have any ladders on me. I hate to do this over a pressure plate. There we go. Okay, first things first. Take all of those out. Trap diffused. Riptide 1, golden apple. Okay, nothing super amazing. I'll take the emerald since I have those in pocket anyway. The rest I think I will leave here. I'm going to... How did you take a screenshot again? If 1 is that, if 3 is this, is if 2? Yes. Okay, so I have a screenshot of the coordinates so I can find my way back here. It has been disabled, so I don't need to worry about that anymore. Just put that down. Good. Let's continue home. So it is safe to break the to break the floor above to get down there, because it is a stone pressure plate, so it doesn't actually trigger on items. So that is at least safe, but be very careful when you're going down. You really don't want to set that off, because you will lose all the loot and potentially also your life, so don't do that. Okay, move up some good cakes. I should really make a habit also in vanilla Minecraft to carry around ladders with me everywhere. They're just good to have. Like, it is so nice to be able to go up and down. That's a nice little island. I want to take a quick look at that. I really like little islands like this. Like, they're not super great for anything in particular. They're just nice as like a little secluded spot. So I'm gonna take a screenshot of this too, just because if I ever want to make a vacation destination, that might be a good option. I also do have that that looks like ice. Do we have a glacier or something over there? No? Just a cold biome. But yeah, if we ever want to... I'm sitting here thinking, should I bring home some ice? But nah. Ice is nice to have, but I think if I want to farm ice, I would rather find a place to set up an ice tray or something. Just because it makes a mess if you just harvest ice normally. Otherwise you have to harvest, like, either you leave just blocks like weirdly broken, so it's like just a plain like line across here, which would look weird. Or you leave weird holes where water don't reform. So I prefer to make an ice tray. But yeah, it would be nice to have some ice. Ice is good to have, because with the ice you can what is it called? With the ice you can basically do curling with items. It allows you to push items over horizontal surfaces a little more easily. So instead of having to use water streams, which means that you can only move downwards, or 8 blocks maximum otherwise, then all of a sudden you can throw them horizontally as far as you want to go, which is really useful. And another ravine in the way. I think I will grab a little bit of the snow once we get to the edge of the biome. I don't want to leave just a spot in the center that has no snow. Once we get to the edge, I can grab a little bit off the edge. Just because then I can make 2 blocks of snow, which I can use to make a snow golem, and then I can have infinite snow. Or potentially I can grab some here. If I could do it without updating them all. I just got enough for 1. A flower that I can't put in pocket because I don't have space. No, I don't. Flower. But yeah, I would recommend to bring ladders with you when you go out. They are good to have. I found that out while I was playing Puppercraft, just because it's a little harder to get around in Puppercraft. You can't just dig. Oh. One more. One more. Let's just grab a few more. I don't want to make the blocks right here now. Oh, polar bear. See, now I don't have quite enough. I don't really want to drop anything. Is there any more over here I can grab? No. Okay, well, the snow blocks are more worth than the snowballs, so I'll go with that. The polar bear are neutral mobs, so we don't have to worry that much about them. As long as we do not approach them with their cubs nearby, then they are dangerous. They do not like you near their cubs. Understandably so. Well, you can pet tiny bears, just do it without their parents being worried sick around them. I see a sunken ship over there, but due to the risk of drown, I'm not gonna check that out. Because we have valuable cargo. Oh, we went further than I thought. Although we have also been traveling for 1.5 hours, so I guess it's not that surprising, but it still didn't feel that far. I like that they changed this so that you don't spawn on top of the boat but right in front of it, either in the water or on land. Just because when you were standing on top of it, it tended to glitch out and make it really hard to get off. So it's nice that they made that little change. Actually, there was something. Jump, sneak, sprint, strafe, walk, attack, pick, use, drop, hotbar. Open inventory, swap hands, load, save, list, open chat, open commands, advancement list, highlight list players, spectator, take screenshot, toggle cinematic camera, toggle full screen, toggle perspective, accessibility. See, that's what I don't understand. I have sneak on hold and sprint on hold, but for some reason I still have toggle sprint. That I don't understand. And what I'm looking for is, like, it sounded like there was a fix or something for this issue here where I can't close my inventory, but I can't seem to find it, if one such exists. I'm not the only one that has that issue. A lot of people use tab to open inventory, and I went and looked at bug reports essentially to see if anything was being done about it, and it is something that they are aware about. Oh, sunflower. That means there's a potential for bees. It is something they're aware about, that it is an issue for some people, because a lot of people used it for inventory. But the problem is that I think it is imposed by Microsoft, but in general it is just a good idea to make your games accessible to people. And they are under certain accessibility requirements. So the tab to select was introduced so that it would be an accessibility feature. That is good. The only problem is it overrides a lot of functionality for people who don't necessarily need it, and there's a lot of people that are upset that they don't have the option to turn that off. But it is a little more difficult than just flipping a switch and then it is automatically fixed. Apparently, that's at least what they're saying. So there needs to be a little bit of a bigger fix introduced, and it, as they said, it would not make it in before 1.15, which we now have, but it has not seemingly made it in 1.15 either. But my point with it was that there was a lot of people who were very angry and was like, I can't play the game now because I can't close my inventory with tab. And it's just like, come on. Come on. Don't be like that. Like that is a little pathetic. Like, to me it is an inconvenience. It means I need to change my habits, which is annoying because I need to change my habits every time I change version, but I can live with it. It just means I accidentally press buttons more often, but it's not something we're gonna bitch about. I wish it would be changed. Like, they can't just make a toggle for it so you can turn it off, because the accessibility feature should not be able to be turned off, because then you would need to know that it is there, you would need to go and refine it in order to get it back, and you might not be able to get it back without having the help of that accessibility feature. So that is not an option. So there has been some suggestions. I saw someone that actually made a pretty good suggestion, and that is, instead of, like, at the moment I don't think you can actually, I can't do anything with the thing, so I can select it, but it's not used for anything. So it's like it is half begun but not finished. which is also why some people are taking an issue with it, because it doesn't even do anything and it's just an annoyance. Oh, Enderman. Which is very understandable, but it will be a feature eventually, so it just means that it needs to be thought out. But what they suggested basically was that instead of using tab, you would use the arrow keys, because you normally don't use the arrow keys for anything. That of course can have an issue for right-handed people who, well, not right-handed, left-handed, sorry, who use the left hand on the mouse and the right hand on the keys. I know at least one person for whom that is a case. I see an outpost over there. I know at least one person who uses that. Very, very weird setup, like using right hand on arrow keys, and it looks like an iron golem cage. I'm not going to get too close to this, but I want to take down the coordinates. Actually, where are we? It means that we have a not straight below us, but above us and a little diagonally below us. One of those outposts. But of course, like, if you are then left-handed and use the arrow keys and the keys around there instead of the WSD, which most right-handed people are commonly using, then that would conflict with you then. So really there needs to be some way, like, I don't know how to do it, because if you can rebind the accessibility, you can also potentially turn it off, and that would then conflict with the idea that you should not be able to turn accessibility off. So I don't really know what the solution is going to be, but I know they're aware of it. So I just have my hopes that they figure out a way, because it is really nice to just be able to double tap your tab key to be able to go in and out of your inventory really quick. The biggest issue is that it might get me killed at some point. Like, I'm sitting in my inventory, I'm doing something, and a creeper is sneaking up behind me, and because my inventory doesn't close when I press tab, I die. But it's not Puppercraft, it's not like it's gonna ruin my year. So okay, we are getting close now. Let's see, about 1,000-ish blocks left. 1,000 meters, 1 kilometer. And we have another plains. This one, though, could potentially have been generated before, so there might not be any bees there. There's also really not any trees. Quite the hanging sliver. Just for good measure, let's check. Nope. More than likely this place has been generated before, but you never know. I haven't gone very much like sideways, so it is very possible that we are far enough out to the side that this has not been generated before. Village. This might, however, be the village that I found before. This weird. I'm not sure that it is, though. Hello. You sell sharpness 2, looting 1 iron sword. It's actually not bad. It's a pretty decent trade. Would need 4 of them to make a looting 3, but it's actually pretty decent. I'm just going to take a screenshot of that. Yeah, I don't think this is the village I found before. I think this is very small in comparison. Hello. Paper. I don't have enough paper to sell it to you. It's okay. Yeah, definitely is different. Or at least I think so. I would like to do a Tiger Village project at some point as well. Not necessarily in this world, but just at some point. Like, I've enjoyed working with the villagers at my place, and I like the aesthetic of the Tiger Villages. And also, like, I'm from Scandinavia, it would be weird if I didn't have a fascination with the Vikings and stuff, so yeah, I do. So yeah, it would be nice to be able to make a tiger project, because then I could try to do a Nordic style. Of course, they are already in a somewhat Nordic style, but a Nordic style with my touch. Okay, our village should be right in there now. So we are basically home. And true enough, I can see a red roof. Yay! The village is still doing well. I haven't really continued working on it for a little bit, but we will. It is not the project for tonight, though, because we are looking for friends. Put this back. Alright, we are home. And let's see. Should be okay to put our bees in. I was thinking of putting them like right here. I think it would be a nice spot, because that allows them to cross over the farm sometimes. And they should be far enough away. I don't think they will wander over there. So hopefully those will not be a problem. Otherwise I'll have to take them down. They will also go over here, of course. But I think we will get more pollination out of them than if they were located over here. And it's also just a nice little visible space where we can see them. So let's clear inventory real quick. See, snow blocks. That probably goes in this chest. Okay, just the TNT left then. Actually, I need that campfire. Not yet, but eventually I will need it. Okay, while our bees snooze, let's clean up a little bit more. We have a lot of these now. One thing they did change, they changed it so that you can't buy, what is it called? You can't buy bookshelves as cheap from the villages anymore. Which is a little unfortunate. Not that it's super expensive right now, I think I keep it like that. Oh, I heard a bee. Hi friends. You should not go over there. You should not go over there. Yes? What are you doing? Let me help you out. Where did you go? You're supposed to avoid water. Squid, I'm watching you. You're going the wrong way. The hive is the other way. Where are you going? Come with me. Oh no! Don't do that! Don't go in the water! Stop playing in the water, please. There's no flowers down there. Bee! Where are you going? I'm just gonna bring a few extra flowers, just in case. Bee friend, come to me. Don't go in water. Don't go in water. See here. Tasty sunflowers. Enjoy tasty sunflowers. Oh, you two. Come to me. I will also teach you about tasty sunflowers. Get in water. Here you go. Enjoy sunflower. God damn it, squid! Ah, I just stopped that. Oh. It is dripping honey, so we can harvest it now. So we do that. We should be able to do that, and then we can turn this out again. Now we have 3 honeycomb. And with 3 honeycomb we can make more beehives. Oh, 3 honeycombs. Is it honeycombs? Yeah, it is honeycombs. I think it's like this, yep. Let us put it here, just for now. Alright, I am going to take a quick break and get something to drink. Yeah, the squids want sunflowers. It's not for squid though. I'll be right back. Alright, back again with new bubbly. So what this hive is for, or rather this is a hive, this is a nest. What this is for is essentially reserve bees, because we saw one of them took damage just from touching the water. And I don't want them to die. Where are you going? You two. I don't know if you can... What? Did you go? There you are. It's still too early for you. You go do your thing. I would really like you to not go across the water. Why do you insist on going across the water when there's tasty flowers right over here? Please eat these. I'm paranoid of losing them. Yeah. It literally is. It's quite green over there. Ah, the only problem is I think we need flint and steel a lot more now. Because we're gonna have to be able to turn on the fire as well. Which means that I have a drain on iron, which is not good. I'm going to plant a few extra flowers for them. Yeah, I would do that if they didn't fly like this. They don't exactly fly straight. Shouldn't use the pop protector for that. Oh, you've already made more honey. Okay, should we take more honeycombs or what should we do here? I think we'll take more honeycomb. Only one this time though. No, squid! Squid! Damn it! So, they have not fixed the suicidal squids. Well, they're supposed to be honeybees, I think. Oh, no. Okay, they do drop 3 every time, it looks like. Just they don't always drop in the exact same spot. But yeah, if you want to automate things, you can put a dispenser behind the hive, have a flower in front of it on farmland, as I said, with a hopper beneath, and close it so they can't get out. It is not a nice thing to do to the bees, so I would not suggest it. I think you need 2 spaces of hide the flower and then 1 more, because the bees will bounce on top of the flower. And then you can use observers, for instance, to read that something is changing with the hive. You can also use comparators on the hive. You two, are you ready yet? No. You continue your doing. Yep, but I didn't want to disturb you, I just wanted to plant a flower. Okay, this might not work. It seems the bee cannot figure out fences. That's okay. Yeah, you can use comparators to read the honey level. But you can also use observers to read that something has changed with the hive. I think it reacts to all levels though, so it reacts multiple times. And I don't know if a dispenser would... what is it called? If a dispenser dispensing, for instance, a shear on a hive would cost durability if the hive cannot give anything for it. That's so cute. Did you go into the other hive? I'm pretty sure I can hear the little fellow in here. I did not want you to go in there. Although it doesn't matter, I just... yeah. It is okay, you can live in there if you want to. It's just not what I was intending. Ah, anyways, we're gonna need another of the thingies. So let's make one once while the bees are busy. Like, the main problem is I am really paranoid that the bees are gonna kill themselves in the water. I really don't want that to happen. The benefit of doing the automatic way is that you don't have to turn this on and off all the time. Though you can also take the chance and harvest it without, but I don't want to take that risk. This is the first time I am playing with this, so we are doing it the safe way. This time I'm gonna harvest some some honey. But it might, for instance, be possible that I move this down one and then have a dispenser hidden underneath, and then I could probably, once there's no crop here, I could probably access the dispenser through the ground here to change what I get out of it, and then just have like a, for instance, a button here or over here that you can press and that harvests. But I have to experiment with this. I'm not gonna do it right now because I don't want to risk losing the few bees that we have. So I'm gonna have to experiment with that because I don't know for certain that harvesting with dispensers does not cost or does not upset the bees. But if that is the case, that might be the best solution, even for a manual setup. Like, you could just have a dispenser right underneath, and then have a button powering one of the adjacent blocks, and that should do it. Just so you don't have to look at the dispenser, essentially. I also know that you can speed up the growth of the babies by giving them flowers. But I don't know if there's any benefit to them being big other than they of course can breed themselves. I don't think there is. They can work as babies, so... It's not like baby sheep, for instance, where you can't shear them, or baby horses where you can't ride them. And you can definitely make better setups in regards to if you want to get bone mealing efficiency out of them. But that's really not what I'm trying to do here. I just want to have bees. And I want the bees to be safe. Don't go in yet. Sorry, I'm gonna disturb you a little bit. I'm just waiting for your companion here, because I think you're ready again. Yay! So, of new blocks and stuff. Like we have these. These can only be found naturally generated. These can be made. You need to have honeycombs to make them, so you need to first find these to make these, but once you have them you can make as many as you need. Then there is honey blocks, which you make out of honey. Strangely enough, it does not consume the glass bottles, so you just need them as a vessel. But you do need 4 honey bottles before you can make 1 block, so it does take a little bit. You can also make honeycomb blocks, which is decorative. Be advised that you can't turn them back into honeycombs again. It's also possible to make sugar out of the honey, and I know that the honey stacks up to 16. It recovers 3 hunches of hunger, I believe, and 2.4, which is 1.2 hunches of saturation. But they can be drank while you're at full hunger, so you can refill your saturation while you're already full, which is good. And they also cure pure poison, so it's essentially like 16 milk buckets in your pocket, which is awesome. So like, if you want to go explore a mineshaft, you should really bring like 16 honey bottles just in your pocket. So the bees bring a lot of good. Oh. We'll see if we can make one of the different blocks. Don't fight over it. A very slow approach. Come on. Share the flower. Yay! Where are you off to now? There's flowers here. Oh, you found that one. I love that they dance. I know it's not the most upsetting stream, but like, I'm just sitting here smiling looking at the bees. I'm so happy about them. Oh, we're full. Oh no, don't go in the fire. These bees. you off to? But I can really search pretty far. I really like that they don't just go to the same flower over and over, but they actually like go around and search out new ones. I know that they do remember positions of flowers, so once they return to the hive they will tell other bees that there is flowers to be had. Okay, we have 4 now, so we can make a honey block. Which is very transparent in the inventory, more so than I would expect. That is honey, and you can't jump on it, you can't sprint on it. And it works like a slime block, so it works like a slime block, but slime blocks and honey blocks will not push each other, so you can use them as keys that way. So now we can use these instead of slime blocks, which I kind of like because I really like how these looks. There's also, I think there's a thing for doing that. Yep, sticky situation. Jump into a honey block to break your fall. You can slide down the side of honey blocks. Yeah, I think the normal bees, the adult bees cannot fit in here, but I think the mini bees here, baby bees, that they can fit in the spot of a half slab, so because this is shorter it was able to take some fire damage, which is not good. But that is why we are making sure that we have some reserve bees. So essentially what I would probably recommend doing is that you make a setup like this where you have 2 hives, we hive in a nest, and then you keep breeding until you have a full nest. Let them all mature so they're all adults, and then you can take this one down and put it in storage. Because then you have always 1 nest in storage which contains 3 bees. So in case you need to replenish your numbers because all your bees randomly died, then you are able to do that. Takes a little bit to do, of course, because you need to wait for them to be able to breed and also to grow up, of course. Growing up probably takes 20 minutes, I would assume. Usually does that for the baby animals. I was about to say, what are you doing? Yeah, I have been thinking about how to use it in building. I'm not sure how to do it though. Could use it at windows. You can see through it. Not so clearly, but yeah, they have many uses. They are both pretty. Oh, we have another one that's ready. This time let's harvest the combs. Now we should be able to make a honeycomb block just to see how that looks. So this is them, and I don't think they have any block that, or any tool that is better than others. Like, see, breaking speed here and breaking speed here is basically the same. These don't have any specific properties, they are just nice looking. They do have very much texture, so I feel like you need to pair them with maybe a lining. So let's make an example. Say, let's take some birch, and let's take a spruce log. So, something along these lines. Bumps. So that you use some sort of a lining to like split them apart, because if you just put them side by side, I think it will look like, I think the texture will be lacking some sort of a break. Like going from this much texture to fairly little texture, and also the fact that it ends like this can be a little rough. Honeycomb house with honey windows. Yeah, you could do that. It will take a little bit to get enough honeycomb and honey to really build with, but it is possible. It might be a good idea to set up an automatic setup if you want to build with them, though I am not in favor of that. Careful approach. Sneak up to the flower. Oh, we decided on a different flower. I like the bees. Before you go anywhere, I think you're about ready again, so just need to wait for your companion to come out. I don't think you can hear it in the background, but they're already firing off fireworks. That is not legal. You're only allowed to fire fireworks on New Year's Eve. Come on out. think the bee fella snooze. Coming out of there. There we go. Ah, you're not ready yet. Okay, go back to work. Oh. I did not get very many there. Where are the rest? Okay, this should be the right number. I was just like, wait, how did I get so many so fast? But no, it is the right number. I just didn't think proper. I think there's also something with if you have honey blocks placed, your bees might eat from them. They are really nice. I wonder how this looks actually. If you place one of these behind, it gives a pretty nice backing. So if you want to use them in a wall, for instance, you could make an indentation and then have this one blur up this texture a little bit, while also giving some depth to it. Oh, we should have broken that one. Suspicious stew. I wish there was a way to empty those balls. I'm gonna try again. See if we can get a fifth bee going. We should be close. I don't think the bees actually will eat the block. I think it's just like a visual of them showing interest in the honey block of some sort. I don't know how it actually looks. I have not done anything other than read about it in the patch notes. Are you ready now? Yes. Yay. Okay, let's keep track. We've done that 3 times now. We started with 2 bees. So 1 more time and we have a full 6. Not that we're done at that point. But we want to get that hive, the safety hive, going. And I'm also going to use hive and nest, like, interchangeably. The proper name is one and then the other is the proper name for an apiarist box like this, but I can't remember. Back when I had a job, I actually worked with someone who did beekeeping as a hobby, and a serious enough hobby that he was selling like jars of honey from it, so not exactly just hobby. I wouldn't mind being able to do something like that, but it takes a little bit more than I have, so not really an option right now. Would be neat though. I would also like to bring bees to the villagers so that they can do stuff. But that is still a little bit out in the future. It will go faster and faster though. Could probably also use the honeycomb blocks like as just the base wall of the house. Like basically everything that is the red here, exchange that. Since we have the linings, that should still look pretty good. Just don't overdo it with the texture, I think is the important thing. Also things like give me some of these. Like if you give it some depth, I think it will also look good. So if we have something like that, for instance, if we had more block, I would make it wider, but something like that where you have it indented, I think would look really good. Oh. So now that we actually have the honey blocks coming in, I will be able to make that bamboo farm we've been talking about, which would be nice. Like there was basically two ways of doing it. Either I could use sticky pistons to push out blocks, like one piston per block, or I could use a sticky piston to push an array of slime blocks and now honey blocks, which does put a little bit of limitation on things, because if you're doing that you have some like you have to take into consideration that the stuff surrounding the honey block should be things that the honey block cannot push. Oh, don't go in it. So you need to surround it in blocks that can't be pushed, otherwise either it will move things it shouldn't move, or it will not move at all because you're trying to push too many blocks at a time. I don't have any pistons made. Let us fix that. Okay. Need some redstone. What do we have here? We can use the dispensers. One ingot. I think I moved them down here. Well, they changed it so that now you will learn certain blocks without having enough blocks. So when you pick up one diamond, you will know how to make a diamond block instead of having to have all 9. Which is kind of nice. Spruce. Alright, so let's see here. So let's put that there, put this here. So if we just have a regular piston, it'll push but it won't pull. So we need to have a sticky piston. Just check for honey here. So now it will push and pull. Then we need to use something around it that it cannot push, like a dispenser. Right now, the click is just because the redstone activates it. But because this is a tile entity, it will not be pushed. The same goes for droppers, obviously, but also things like furnaces, for instance, is a cheap block that will not be pushed. You can also use other blocks like glazed terracotta will not be pushed by the sticky blocks. But really the problem is either way, you need to find something that also looks good in your build. Where are you going? And like something like the dispenser, for instance, the benefit of that as well as the furnace is it has, for instance, this side texture. So you can make a line of that and it will look pretty nice. Like if you do something like this. So you can make that look. Of course there will be the problem that if you go up and right click it, all of a sudden you have an inventory. But that is a minor thing. Looks like we're relearning all the recipes all over again. I know how to make sugar. Uh-oh. Oh, just sitting here grinning. Oh, you saw there the green sparkles? That's the pollination. So when they drop their particles on crops as they fly over, they will pollinate them and cause them to grow. So every time you see those green sparkles, it's basically like applying bone meal to it. Where are you going? You are already full on pollen, you should go home. There we go. Oh, I can't remember how many blocks it is. Let's see, Minecraft piston. I think it's something like 12 blocks that they can move. Yeah, they cannot push more than 12 blocks. So that essentially means that the like if we used the piston to push it out, we could make a line of 12 honey blocks before we had to do anything. Whether or not we will do that, I don't know, because we can only extend a water flow 8 blocks. So that would not equal 12, obviously. So I might just make it 8, or I might go all the way up to 12. But first I need to get the honey blocks anyway. But we're getting there. I also need to figure out which blocks that I want to use for the surrounding area. Yeah, the good thing about using the honey block solution rather than just a piston solution is if you use the piston solution, it is expensive in redstone and in iron. But the honey block are also a full block, strangely enough. Like if I throw this in the water down here, it's going to replace the water. So it will cause items to move on it. They should still move like normal. What are you doing? Let's make a quick test here. Let's do it like that. Can't get out of the hole now. Okay, there's my bucket. So if we drop a flower in, yeah, it doesn't care about the honey blocks at all. That's good. So, because the thing is, if it's stuck to them, then it's still stuck in this hole. Then once the water pours down over the bamboo, please be careful over there. But once the water pours down over the bamboo and onto these pistons, we need to have the water flowing outwards and down, so that the items will be pushed off and down into the collection area. So we need them to be able to still move the items on top of them, but it looks like that won't be an issue. Take a quick break from the world and hop into my test world real quick. I was working on this thing. I was watching a YouTube video by Etho, and he was working on an auto brewer essentially, and it didn't really fit my needs entirely, so I decided that I would try my paw at it and try to come up with something. Some of the design is inspired from Etho, like the ring up there for instance, the general setup, but I have it a little bit different, and most of the wiring I'll just pull out of my own ass, so that is definitely not equivalent to his. But I'm not done with it, I still need to do a little bit. So, but let's see here. So we need a bee. Let's take this, let's take this. No, it's a dropper I have, I need a dispenser. Let's space them out a little bit more. So like that. Then we will take just a block that works as the surface block, a button, And then we want to have shears. Okay, then we want some bees and some flowers. Let's do daisy, because I like daisies. Almost. It's a little lopsided, but it kind of looks like a heart. Okay, then we need bee. Six bees, 3 for each nest. Where are you going? There's no flowers over there. Oi! Oi! Come back! Don't leave. See, tasty flowers. Okay, so now we just wait a moment. But yeah, essentially what this is missing right now is once this hopper up here has no items in it, it needs to turn this hopper on for long enough that it can extract the bottles from the brewing stand, and once that has been done at the end of that time period, it then needs to pulse the upper ring again, which will then drop another batch in and cycle the brewing. But right now I messed that up a little bit. So right now you can see here I have a mess of potions. The only reason these finished is because this is just a mess, but it filled up. But essentially what I have is that if this one empties or this one empties, that is bottles and blaze powder, then they will lock the brewing. If this one fills up, it will lock the brewing. So if this is already full, you will not be able to brew anymore. If these empty, which I'm assuming you put the same number of things in all of them, then it will also lock the brewing. And then we just need to actually have the, what is it called, the processing going. This here is just because I needed a place to put extra water bottles for things to run. But yeah, that is it. One thing is, once you have this cycle here, if you need to fewer than 4, then you fill it up from the back side here. This is your final ingredient, second last, third last. The problem is, if these dispense before this is done brewing, what will happen is that it will put in it will take out the whatever the fourth ingredient is and stick it in here, because this is still going with this ingredient, so it can stack, and then all of a sudden it locks up and can't go any further. So yeah, that is an issue, but I will figure that out. Right now I just took out the branch, but this is the one measuring. So when this is empty, whoops, when this one is empty, this will be on. So essentially when this one becomes empty, this will pause, which causes ingredients to be dropped. But I need to change that because that does not work. Because it needs to arrive on the last bit of the pulse, and that pulse needs to be long enough that this can be taken out. But okay, one of the bees has gone wandering again. There is no flowers over there. But yeah, a key difference is that Etho does a lot of mob like system stuff, which I haven't really done for a long while. I did a little bit of it. But because I don't really do a lot of that, I don't really have a surplus of gunpowder to waste, and even if I did, I really have a problem with wasting my glass on splash potions. So I prefer to just have regular potions. So I would have either just regular swiftness potions, no redstone or anything, or I would have with redstone, depending on whether or not I can make myself waste redstone, which I'm not sure I can, but now that villages sell redstone, it is a possibility. Okay, they are ready for a test, so game mode, survival. Okay. Okay, so the honey bundles ends up inside if there's space. That is worth noting. What if it is full? We probably need to do it different than that. We'll do it once it's ready. Oh yeah, I'm not in creative now. So they do come out when you shear it, it looks like. Or harvest it, but they did not get angry at me. I would still say you probably don't want to stand like right next to it when you do it, just in case they actually are angry at the moment and sting you. They shouldn't, like, I don't think they get angry at anyone, only the one who is the offender. I could be wrong about that though. I'm not sure if they actually save the offender tag or if they just save an aggression tag for general aggression. But yeah, you don't want to get stung by your bees, because if the bees get stung, or if the bees sting you, then they will lose their stinger, you will become poisoned, and about a minute later your bees will die. So you don't want that to happen. So essentially what I need here is this here needs to not activate this block. I can do that by exchanging that with an upside down half slab, which still gives me the access point that I can toggle, though failing that I can just change the order so it goes around this way or otherwise. Then I need a pulse extender so that when this goes on, it turns on this signal for long enough that or rather turns off this signal, because this is inverted. So this needs to allow stuff through when this is empty. So when this becomes empty, the pulse needs to be on, which turns this off, which turns this on. Little bit confusing because it's inverse logic, but you can see here, as long as there is fuel, this is not on. This is the locking. When this is on, we cannot extract. So that's the thing. So a pulse extender from this, which needs to be inverted because it is a double inversion, connect to this, and then the signal should also connect at the end to like the very final signal should connect to up here, so that it is not triggered until after the pulse extension has concluded. Little confusing to work with, which is also why I didn't bother finishing it earlier, but it is close. I could also just do what Ether did, but yeah. This used the shears, this has not used the shears, but I can test. It didn't do any. Let's do survival. It doesn't use durability if it is not able to be harvested, and as you saw there, it only did one tick, which means it also did not. Let's pull out the shears here and then do this. So if I have it like that, it does shoot it out on the ground. So that is worth noting. Honeycombs is always shut on the ground. Honey bottles are either put in the inventory if there is space, or it is shut out on the ground, so you can control how you want it done. It does disturb the bees though. So yeah, no durability on the shears if you if there isn't anything to shear, which is nice. So yeah, that would be a simple way to do a manual one where you don't have to use flint and steel to turn on and off constantly. The only problem is then that, well, you need sometimes to access this one. But you can do that different ways. If we have... I'm still not in creative. Okay, dirt, hoe. So if I have dirt, oi, if I have dirt there, I'm gonna do that. Yeah, then I can access it. So if you have it at the edge of farmland, then you can access it underneath. Of course, there is the downside that you then have that weird rim that will of course stand out. Alright, I think that answers the questions I had. Oh yeah, also Papa Stick. Amending Loyalty 1, Protection 1 stick. It gives you luck and makes you zooming. It's very subtle, but it's there. Alright, so yeah, I will probably move this down and do a similar setup wherever I put up other beehives, so that I don't have to turn these on and off all the time. I probably shouldn't take that off my bar. Don't go in the water, please. We will be ending pretty soon, but I want to get up to 6 bees before we do that. Oh, looks like one of our baby bees has grown up. But yeah, essentially what you could do then is like, imagine that this is a nest, then imagine a different block is a nest, because I can't jump on this block. So for instance, if you can do it either up or you can do it this way. So if we do it this way, for instance, we have the, let's use the face the same way as the other one. So if we do it like this, we have the observer, then we need something here that can change state. Could be redstone, could be a trapdoor or something. Yeah, something that the observer can power, which will change state. Then we need this block. We need an observer. No, not there. Like that. Was that wrong? Well, either way, you can do a loop of observers. It should take 3 or so. Or you can do it either horizontally or vertically, and it just does a loop and then into a dispenser that goes in. So every time this updates, it should trigger the dispenser, which will then shear or pick up honey, whether or whichever is available to it at the time. Oh, we have one that's full. But yeah, this is nice. The only sad thing is, like, I really like this texture. I would really like to have more of these, but they're so hard to find. So actually getting enough of them is difficult. You seem to be in trouble. Let me help you. Be doing a little tornado spin up top. They are so cute. Where did the big bee go? Could be that it pollinated very, very quickly, but it just felt very quick. Oh, yeah, they were. That was just a quick test. I was wondering if, what is it called? If it was the button updating the hive that caused the bees to pop out, or actually that they were, what is it called? Triggered with the dispenser harvesting the hive. One thing that I would really like vanilla Minecraft to have is animal health regeneration. Like, if the animals are healthy, let them regenerate very, very slowly, like half a heart every day. Because like we have a couple of bees now that has taken a little damage from sources they probably shouldn't have. That one was my fault. The one over the water, I didn't feel quite legit. So it's like there should probably be something to stop that. And also just in general, like, now I know that there's a couple of bees that have taken a little damage, so that's gonna bother me. And that will bother me forever, and it's the same with animals. Animals could have taken damage anywhere and I won't know. Like, I feel like if you keep your animals on grass and they can go around and eat, then they should also just, like, regenerate. Oh, just wait a moment for your mate. Oh, hive is full. Have to wait a moment though. Oh, no need to push. Did you just grow up? You did. That works. There we go. We're up to 6 bees. There we go. That is one more honey block. Alright, I think that is a good place to stop for tonight, because we have done what we wanted to do. We have bee friends. We have gotten 3 extra bee friends. I am going to let them grow up, and then we have a reserve hive. I will probably be making extra hives after I have taken the reserve hive, but I just want to have the reserve hive so that we have a hive in pocket in case something happens. And I will also try to make more honey blocks, so hopefully next time we will be a little bit more established with the bees, and we will also have potentially what we need to do the bamboo farm, so hopefully we can think a little bit about that. Always a little skeptical about doing wiring on screen. It should be okay though, but yeah, might be me bumbling about a little bit, but still. But I think that we should call it for the stream, because it is getting up there. We have been going for over 3 hours, and I can't go to pillow too late tonight. So I hope that you enjoyed it, even though a lot of the streams was me running about looking for bees, and generally not the most exciting. But I'm just happy we have bees now. Like, watching the bees, it just makes me smile. I'm glad. Nighty night, puppy. Thank you for dropping by. Yeah, and Merry Christmas to you as well. So, that'll be it for now. Let's hop out to the end screen. And let's also get some ending music on. So, yeah, that'll be it for the stream tonight. Let's see. I'm planning a stream on Friday. I don't see that anything should get in the way. It will be me solo. So, I know that already. So, I will be solo on Friday, which means that I will probably be playing something that fits for solo. It might be Puppercraft, because I would like to continue that as well. I just didn't feel up for it tonight. Basically, the issue is that I need to do some mining, and I don't really like mining all that much. And since I wasn't in the best of moods, it was not the best of time to do that. So we might do that on Friday. We might also do something completely different. I somewhat doubt I will have time to prepare things here in vanilla Minecraft before Friday, because I do have something tomorrow, which is also why I can't stream tomorrow. So yeah, we will see what happens, but hopefully. In any case, I am going to get going, so thank you very much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed yourselves, and I'll see you again next time. During the weekend, I don't know, Friday, probably. And I would imagine that there would be a few streams up towards New Year's, because I have been streaming extra, so I don't think that's going to change. So, probably a little bit up towards New Year's, and then we'll see what happens. But I'm going to get going, stop babbling. So, thank you for watching. I'll see you again next time. Bye bye everyone, and good night. Bye.